evening and welcome to The Tonight Show with Angie, Ellie, and Carla. Tonight we're going to take a deep dive into the 17th and 18th century.
We'll introduce a few main topics from this time period, starting with the Industrial Revolution.
Let's take a look at today's segments of Angie on the Street. Hello and welcome to today's segment of Angie on the Street. Today we're going to be going out and we're going to be asking people how the Industrial Revolution is affecting them and their families. Let's go! Sir, do you have time to talk?
Sure, yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, we're talking to people about how the Industrial Revolution is affecting them. How is this affecting you and your family?
You know, I do like the change in work. However, I don't like seeing my little daughter working long hours at the factory. You know, it really hurts me to see that.
So change in work, where did you work before?
So before, I used to work on a farm.
Okay, and how was the labor there?
Well, it was pretty labor intensive. I would say not as much as the factories, but it was very dependent on the climate and every other factor, including the weather and all that stuff.
And what do you think you're going to do about your little girl working in the factories? Do you have a choice?
I don't think I really have a choice, you know. It's really hard to choose between poverty and, you know, her not working.
I'm so sorry to hear, sir, but thank you for your time.
No problem.
Excuse me, sir, do you have a moment to talk?
Sure.
We're asking people about the Industrial Revolution and how it's affecting them and their families. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a factory owner and my factory produces matches.
Okay, and how's that going for you right now? How's the business?
I'd say it's going well. However, a lot of the workers are revolting, breaking the machinery and whatnot, saying that they don't get paid enough, that they're working too much. I don't understand why. I'm pretty sure that this is pretty normal.
Really? Do you agree that maybe they deserve a little bit more money or easier working conditions?
I mean, I wouldn't think so. They're being paid really well for the amount of hours that they're working.
Well, are they working the normal amount of hours, about 12 hours? Are they working more, less?
They're working a little bit more, but I do bump up the salary a little bit to make it worth it.
By a little bit, do you mean like 5% or like 20%?
10%.
Okay.
More is more.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. Have a great day.
You too.
Excuse me, ma'am, do you have a moment? I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I have a very quick moment.
So we've been asking people on the streets how the Industrial Revolution is affecting them and their families. Are you married?
I am.
Do you have children?
I do. I have two.
What are their names?
Richard and Gregory. They're 10 and 12.
Really? And are they working in the factories?
They are.
Do they work with their dad, or is he not in the picture?
All three of them work, and they work all day.
If you don't mind me asking, is this a income issue, or is this just...
Well, we normally don't share, but yes, part of it is.
I'm so sorry to hear that. How is your husband and your children taking this? Are they okay with the workload?
Well, they're forcing through it. They're injured, and they just won't get any time off, and it's really upsetting. There's no time to pause or take a break for anything.
And do they work the normal, like, 12-hour shifts, or are they working a little longer?
They're all working a little longer, as much as they can, to bring home as much as they can.
So they're not home very much, huh?
Very, very little these days.
You must miss your little boys.
I do a lot.
Well, I'm so sorry, but thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Sir, do you have a second? I want to ask you a few questions.
I guess so.
We're going on the streets and we're asking people about how the Industrial Revolution is affecting them and their families. What is your name?
Timothy.
How old are you?
14.
Are you currently working in the factories?
Yep.
If you don't mind me asking, is this a income issue at home?
Definitely. I have to support my family. I'm the only guy working. My dad died when I was young, and I'm bringing up the family.
That's so sweet, but so heartfelt. Tell me, how are the working conditions for you right now?
Pretty terrible. I broke my arm just 2 weeks ago, and they've forced me to work through it, so I'm just trying to make it through.
So you haven't gotten a break at all since your break?
Nope.
Well, I have one more question for you, and that is, what are the hours that you're working?
I normally work 18 to 20 a day, and then I don't really ever see my family. I'm just trying to work through it, like I said, keep them up.
I'm so sorry to hear that, but thank you for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Wow, people really can be opinionated.
Now, let's transition to our next segment.
Let's play Jeopardy! Let's get started with our first contestant, Ellie. I'll take topic 3 for 500.
What type of trade involves exchanging precious metals for products made in India, such as textiles, to sell in the East Indies trade?
What is triangular trade?
Correct. And now on our next contestant, Angie. I'll take topic 2 for 500. All right, why did Britain start this company? What is to take part in the East Indian spice trade? Correct. Now back to our first contestant, Ellie.
I'll take topic 2 for 200.
What advantages did they have?
What is a massive private military?
Correct. And now it's your turn, Angie. I'll take topic 4, 300. Who helped expand what today have become global metropolises? What is the EIC? Correct. And now it's your showtime, Ellie.
I'll take topic 3 for 200.
Where did the company extend its trade?
Where is the Persian Gulf, Southeast Asia, and Europe?
Incorrect. Where's the Persian Gulf, Southeast Asia, and East Asia? Now come to our last question, Angie. I'll take topic 2 for 300. What kind of influence did the company provide on India? I don't know. What is British imperialism? What an interesting segment of Jeopardy! That was a close call.
Let's get on to the Zoom call with the Mughal emperors. Good morning. Thank you for taking the time to do this with me. I know the Zoom call was such a last-minute thing. No problem. Anything for the sake of education. The sooner we finish this, the better. I need to go attend some executions. Noted. I will do my best to keep it short. My first question is, how did you handle the Hindus and Jains? I heard there were some issues. What problems? I was actually planning on discriminating a bit, showing them who's really in charge. My grandson and I disagree on most things, including this one. I believe in unity through peace. In fact, I got rid of the non-Muslim tax and promoted universal toleration. I want everybody to be able to learn from each other. Boo! You're so old school. People gave me respect out of fear of being killed. Okay, well, I can see why the Empire had such a diverse reaction to both of your reigns. My second question is actually about violence. I know your grandson was very fond of it, but what about you, Akbar? Did you prefer the use of violence over something else? While it was definitely not my favorite method of forced cooperation, I used it quite often, especially when relocating educated people. Finally, something we can agree on. Both of us took educated individuals and put them into countries that were less fortunate when it came to education. And that led to the invention and popularization of your products, such as porcelain, gunpowder, and medicinal knowledge. Okay, almost to the end. How far did your empire get, like, in and of itself, border-wise? At the height of the Mughal Empire, we had control over parts of Russia, Korea, Siberia, and southern China. Yeah, I kind of ruined that, obviously, since the empire fell apart shortly after your reign. What other accomplishments did you two have, again? Not only did people feel safe on our roads, but they started trading outside of the empire. Were you in control the whole time? We didn't hold the conquered people on too short of a leash, especially in Russia. The princes were ours just by name. That being said, we never gave them the opportunity to work together to form a revolution. We kept the countries pretty separate. Well, those were all of my questions. Thank you for taking the time to do this interview again. I hope you guys enjoy the afterlife. That wraps up our show for the night.
Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.